Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Today's video is going to be about the almighty E3. Now, the E3 is a very special tank destroyer. This tank destroyer acts more like a heavy tank. You want to play this more like a heavy tank. It has heavy tank armor, and to be honest, some of the best armor in the entire game. This is probably the best frontal armor in the entire game. I mean, the only place on the tank you can penetrate is the lower plate, which is a very small and kind of tricky to actually penetrate lower plate. So, yeah, the E3, one of the most armored tanks in the entire game, but it's on a TD. So, we're going to just be doing a review here. Some of the statistics here, you're sitting at around 3,000 DPM. You have around 300 penetration, of course, a 640 alpha gun. Your reload is about 13 seconds on the tank, and your aim time is 2.26 seconds with a dispersion of 0.326. And one of the most amazing things about this tank, when you combine it with, of course, the insane armor profile, is the 8 degrees of gun depression on this thing. This is a hold-down monster. I mean, this is probably one of the best hold-down tanks in the game. And, of course, you're wondering, if you don't know anything about the E3, you're wondering, but there's the hatch. What about the hatch? And, well, the hatch on the E3 is basically impenetrable. It's pretty much the trickiest hatch in the entire game to penetrate. It's very hard, and it really never gets pinned. So it really doesn't matter. So when you're going hold down, you pretty much have nowhere to get pinned. There is one secret spot on the tank, though. There is a little bit of a commander's viewpoint. I'll let you guys know about this. On the front, that you can penetrate. You can even pin it with HE. It has like 40, it's like 60 millimeters thick. I've been pinned by, one time I got pinned by a Jag for 1200 HE damage in the front of my tank. Yes, that is a little secret spot, but most people don't know about it, and even the few who do, it is extremely hard to hit. So don't really worry about that when you're going hold down. But there is one thing I would like to say about the accuracy on this tank. It is kind of an American, it is an American gun, so sometimes its shells kind of just lob into the ground or do some wonky stuff, so that will happen quite often in the E3, actually. It's one of the reasons I don't, absolutely love this tank, is because the accuracy is not really the best on this tank. But it's really not the biggest of deals, especially with a tank like this, which you're supposed to be playing in close quarters combat like a heavy tank, even though it is a tank destroyer. And that's one of my favorite things about this, about this tank, is that you don't play it camping in the back, because if any of you guys know me, I don't really like camping in the back. I find it extremely boring. So I really prefer to play TDs that are aggressive, and that you're going to be able to go frontline in, which is exactly what the E3 is. As well, another advantage on this tank is you do have the, super speed boost or whatever, which does allow you to get up some very, high top speed for such an armored vehicle like this. So E3, just to recap here, decent mobility for a such a super heavily armored tank, a nice beefy alpha gun, but with a decent-ish accuracy. So these are the statistics of the E3. It's an amazing tank in my opinion. The best way to play it, of course, is going hold down and using the armor of this tank. And there you see the E4, and this is basically just an E4 without a turret, and better in every other way. It has much better armor. I think the mobility on this is even better than the E4. It's definitely going forwards. I'm not sure about traverse or anything like that, but the E4 is very slow to traverse. And definitely the armor on this tank is much better than the E4's armor, so I would highly recommend you go for this tank and not the E4 if you're planning to get an American tank destroyer. So E3, like I said, one of my favorite tanks because of the armor profile on this, which is just so good. Of course, though, you do have a very weak sides and rear. You can be HE'd in the rear by basically every single tank out there, so you do want to watch out for that. And as you can see here, with that 8 degrees of gun depression, it is quite easy to get down on those enemy tanks. So that's the E3, everyone. Amazing tier 10 tank destroyer that you play like a heavy tank, and definitely one of my favorite TDs out there because of that, because going frontline in TDs is actually way more fun than camping, to what I've found. Some people would disagree with me, but I enjoy it much more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me your thoughts on the E3 down below. Very nice game here by Pew Pew. Almost 7k damage, 4 kills in the E3. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.